Resuming Weird World Order broadcast. Dynaphones connected. Initiating broadcast signal in
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, this is the Nerd World Order broadcast. I am the man that you call Dukes, and to my right, it's all about the...
Booyah! What's up? It's your boy Joe, baby.
And to my other right, coming straight out of Krakoa, weighing in at 178 adamantium-filled pounds, Alfonso X-Man Flores!
Here comes the Spider-Man.
I don't think Spider-Man's coming. However, here comes a review of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, currently streaming on Disney Plus. That's what we're going to be discussing here today. We're going to be discussing episodes 1 and 2. We're going to be letting all of you know if we think it's something you should watch or if it's something you should pass on, which means you're going to want to take that carton of milk, push it to the back of the fridge, because there will be spoilers. So let's get into this spoiler-filled episode of the Nerd World Order broadcast. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Alfonso because he was so excited to tell us we had to watch this. Alfonso, what were your thoughts when you found out about this show going into it?
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Of course, heard about it and I was super stoked. They showed some early images from it. The artwork looks like it's straight out of a comic book, very Jack Kirby-ish, very early Spider-Man stuff. They even so much as use like panels to transition from image to image, and it's really cool. It takes place like in Spider-Man's early years. It doesn't start with his Uncle Ben, so it's really interesting. It's not like he goes right into that standard red and blue costume. He's got some, some janky stuff that he's using, but it's working well for him. I was so excited to see where it went, and it's kind of cool so far. I'm loving it.
Glad you're enjoying it, Alfonso. As normal, Alfonso's enthusiasm makes other people want to go ahead and check out a show. Doesn't mean we're always going to agree, but I think the Alfonso enthusiasm is very much a motivator, if not catalyst, to want to watch just about any show. Now, going into the show, Joe and I went to a convention. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been D23. I'm not sure. We saw a trailer there. I was like, bruh, that's fire. And I saw Coleman Domingo, and I was like, that's my dude. I was on board. The trailer, the Coleman Domingo, I was sold. So I forgot about it. Alfonso was like our town crier, make sure that we actually watch stuff on time. No, Alfonso, you're going to play that back and be so ashamed of yourself right now.
Yeah.
I was shouting.
Yeah, well, you're gonna be ashamed of yourself later, Alfonso.
Yeah.
Just stop, Alfonso. Stop, bro. So yeah, I was excited. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the first 2 episodes. It's good. I like how they did like a snippet of how him getting bit, and then through the animation of the credits in the beginning just shows the time, and then it just skips. So I kind of like how they took what was the first Spider-Man Home or something? Homecoming.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah, where like it just jump into the action.
Right,
And so like I like how they kept it to where he doesn't have like his accurate Spider-Man suit yet, something that he made. So that's pretty cool. Like it took a little minute because I'm on the 3rd episode, but I'm kind of digging the animation a bit. It gives me like that old school retro. The characters are dope. I know the people are gonna hate on it because I saw some videos where they were hating on like the Asian girls, the lesbian, and then But it's, and then you got like the typical brother and the gangs and stuff like that. Like, but I I think it's just comic book fans not knowing who they are, because that's Nico. Like her parents was like villains. Like in the Runaways, and then Lonnie right here is Tombstone. So I just think I don't think they understand who these characters are, and I'm kind of enjoying the dynamic between Lonnie, Peter Parker, his new best friend. Their take on Osborn, like being kind of like an Iron Man kind of figure. It seems like, I don't know if he's going to change, but I kind of like how, and, like Alf made a point too, like through the messages, how he looked like Harry Osborn, like the hair and everything. So um I'm digging the way that they're going. It's different. It should be different. It's not the 616. It's like a different version. But I like how they did Doctor Strange as well, like how he looked, and like I'm digging it so far.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Maybe I'm gonna have to get to the third episode and be like, man, this is so good. Well, I was watching the third episode. I was at lunch today. Only get a half hour lunch, so I was like multitasking. Salad. I was grubbing on my salad. I was watching some Spider-Man. I was like messaging the guys, like, hey everybody.
How far did you get in the third episode?
They were just, Harry and Peter were just chatting.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's stick to the first two episodes, guys, just to keep things succinct. So as far as this goes, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, and I hope this is an opportunity to bring a new generation of Spider-Man fans into it, but also bring in the more established nerds like Alfonso and Joe. So let's jump into it. I mean, as far as talking about what makes this show different, I think Joe just pointed it out. Of course, we have Nico, as being a non-traditional Spider-Man character. I feel everything about this show is non-traditional, but not to the point where it takes away from the actual show itself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like previously Disney often did stuff simply for the reason like, hey, we're going to do this. But in this particular case, I feel like it's important to modernize Spider-Man. And I feel like this is definitely a modern interpretation of Spider-Man.
You know what's really cool is you think about it. It's like, this is a Spider-Man universe. Where's Flash Thompson? Where's Mary Jane? Where's Ned? Right? What happened there? And if you watch the very, I have watched it a couple times. So when I watched it again, he went to Midtown High. Midtown High was destroyed by that symbiote creature and Doctor Strange. So he had to go to a different school. This is why he has a different set of friends. So now he's got.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I didn't either at first.
Yeah.
So now he's got Nico Minori, who's like you said, from the Runaways, Tombstone, even Pearl, the one who used to babysit him. She ends up in the Marvel universe, she's a superhero called Wave, and I don't really only know her from Marvel Snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic. I do like Coleman Domingo. His voice is like, he's right up there with Giancarlo Esposito. Is that his name?
Yeah, I think he's right.
Yeah, those they just have these voices. I mean, James Earl Jones, they just have these voices that are just like, oh, and it's so cool the way it mirrors the original storyline with Tom Holland and like, so much so that it's almost a shot for shot remake when he finds the DVD player and he goes upstairs and he's like, hey, there's a fancy car out there. Whose is that? And in the movie, it's Tony Stark. In the cartoon, it's Norman Osborn. And it's just, I got to slow down a little because I'm not sure where episode 2 ended, because they dropped 3 more today. So I've already watched all 5 episodes twice.
So episode 2 ended with Norman Osborn saying, "I know that you're a Spider-Man."
Okay, so that's as far as we go with the classic Coleman Domingo voice, right? From Fear of the Walking Dead. Man, he was
Yeah.
so good in Fear of the Walking Dead.
It's pretty much like Iron Man. Like, hey, I know you're Spider-Man.
Right. And then it's like you start to think about this because it's like both Norman and Harry were Green Goblins, right? Harry was mad because Norman died and he blamed Spider-Man. So in this universe, I mean, it's possible that maybe Norman never becomes Green Goblin, but Harry does,
Mm-hmm.
or vice versa. Who knows? The classic father-son struggle. But yeah, it's been a very exciting show for me. My son is on the edge of his seat. He's like, what's going to happen? I'm like, I don't know. They've changed things ever so slightly, and I could tell you like that person's going to be that person, that person's going to be that person, but are they going to be? Like let's find out. It's been a very exciting ride for me.
I don't like Coleman Domingo's voice because is that really what Norman Osborn would sound like? No. When I hear Norman Osborn or when I think Norman Osborn, I hear a little bit higher pitched. I don't see him coming across as sounding like Coleman Domingo. Now, as I stated, Coleman Domingo is awesome in his acting ability and his portrayals, etc. But as far as him being Norman Osborn, I just feel like the voice just doesn't necessarily match up with the character itself.
I disagree. I think the voice is good.
Yeah.
Like I just like when I hear him talk, like it doesn't bug me. And voices be bugging the hell out of me, bro. Like, and I'll let you know if it bugs the crap out of me. But none of the voices really bug me. I like the jokes, which I like this guy's version take of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I like the little jokes in between. It's just because that's classic Spider-Man right there. But I mean, I could see like why people would hate on this, but it's like you just can't make people happy, man. You do something different, they get pissed. You keep it the same, they're like, "No, it's here we go again. It's the same thing." And so it's like there's got to be some common ground, to enjoy what you have. I mean, I'm just happy like it's a good show. I enjoy it so far. I'm really liking the third episode. It opens up a lot of character development for Lonnie. So I like how they're doing that. I enjoy it, dude. Like the action in it's pretty good. Like I like the animation. It's different. It's like just like Demon Slayer. The animation's different. It's not the same as other animes. So I kind of like the different kind of anime. I like how they break it up into like little comic book like sections. I like how they they do that. And dude, his costume is cheesy as hell. So like I kind of appreciate them like going, dang, third episode in and he's still wearing that like whack uniform. Or not uniform, but superhero, get up. But yeah.
It's like Norman Osborn, he's an affluent, elegant man. It's like Coleman Domingo has a voice that's just sophisticated. And I think that's perfect because he's not your run-of-the-mill guy. He's somebody who runs board meetings and he has to have this gravitas in his voice, and I think it's perfect. But it's not quite the same as what we're used to. So I get that. I get that. But I do like it a lot. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Harry's kind of interesting. You got to see Harry before this program that Norman started. And Spider-Man saved him a couple times, or he saved him from being beat up and robbed, right? And then even like the program that Norman started for young minds or whatever it was, you see a couple other people like Amadeus Cho. Amadeus Cho is like he's the fifth smartest person in the Marvel universe. He actually becomes a Hulk named Brawn. You see a female lizard or Kurt Connors. What's her name? Connie Carter's or something like that.
Yeah.
Connie Connors. Then the main guy that's running that department, he's going to be he's in the 616. He's the wizard. And there's a couple others in there I can't quite place, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because I like these little Easter eggs. If they pan out, that'd be awesome. If they don't, that's kind of cool because it's like you're in on the secret. Something people don't know.
Yeah.
And you're constantly looking for these little Easter eggs.
Yeah, people were upset too that they made Lizard Man, a woman. And I'm just like, bro, it's an alternate, it's a multiverse, bro. Like, I don't understand, dude. Like, who cares, bro? It's not like the 616 or the. It's just a different version. Like people just get so upset with that, which I have no issues with that, dude. It was cool to see Amadeus Cho, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like how the classic he's wearing his glasses, man. Because like when I used to read Spider Man, bro, homeboy always had his glasses on, dude. So it's kind of dope to see him wear his glasses again and focus on how smart he is.
Yeah.
Because I think that gets lost in like, I mean, they did like a little bit in like the 616, but I feel like they don't dabble enough in how smart this guy is because he's super smart.
That's true. I'm also digging Lonnie's backstory. It's like, not everybody goes to the school like in their neighborhood because he's smarter than he's trying to get his way out, so he
Yeah.
has to cross the railroad tracks. He has to take the subway. He has to travel long distance. He has to be racially profiled just for walking down the street. And it's kind of impressive. I mean, it's like I don't see it as some kind of like agenda. Yeah, it's a little woke, but I mean it's a reality, So it's cool, but he's such a good guy and he
Mhm.
means so well and he works so
Yeah.
hard. But then we're thinking like this guy's gonna be Tombstone.
Right.
How's that gonna happen? Is it gonna happen?
Mhm.
Because like he's top notch, and I can't wait to see the transition because that's
Yeah.
gonna be some serious sick development,
I feel like a lot of the things that we're looking for, I understand it's an alternate universe, but and I'm not trying to be hater rabbit
Oh,
here,
you're a hater.
Haterade.
Yeah, you're a hater.
but I'm not trying to be.
Mhm. I mean, it's better than Shazam and the Matrix second part and the third part.
Oh,
But I digress.
you are digressing all over yourself. So I feel like the whole Tombstone thing, I just feel like I don't want to see a bunch of teenage villains. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's going to be cheesy having a bunch of teenage villains. Like as far as I know, Tombstone was like, let's say 30s, 40s, in his age. And yeah, I'm just looking at it like, oh, we're all going to be teenage superheroes and villains. It's like, nah, stop.
And don't forget he was an albino.
Oh, he was an
Mhm.
albino. Well, I mean, all albinos come from African
Yeah.
American heritage. So
But I don't remember like in Tombstone in the comics, dude. Like when they introduced him, he was already pretty much old, right?
Yeah, he was an established gangster.
Yeah.
He had
right.
his
Yeah.
teeth sharpened down so that he could like.
But I
tearing
think
people
they're
to
gonna
sharp.
show the beginning evolutions of him turning into Tombstone and what led to it,
I
which
mean,
is
probably
cool because it's almost like a prequel, I guess, like a prequel to the Tombstone, like their version.
yeah. Because
We'll
I mean,
see.
it's like eventually
Mhm.
Peter Parker is not a high school student anymore. He moves out,
Yeah.
gets a job at the Daily Bugle, Daily
Mhm.
Planet. Which one is it? Parker. The Duke's freeze. No, he's like,
No, I was like, go ahead, sell that joke, Alfonso. Sell it. I remember Joe always told me like whenever you're watching a movie and something serious, the guy with the glasses, he always does this. No, you got to take them off completely, Alfonso.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny is I sell glasses for a living, and I tell people all the time, don't rip them off with one hand because you bend them and break them eventually. And I go, Superman's a bad influence because he's always ripping his glasses off with one hand. They get a kick out of that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure those glasses were made out of your standard Bausch and Lomb frames there. But I don't even remember what I was going to say at this point. I just digressed all over myself. So
that's pretty impressive because Bausch and Lomb doesn't make Ray-Ban anymore. They're made by Luxottica. They sold in the. I'm sorry.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, origin stories, okay. I don't know. I feel like the name of this show, or I guess it was originally, but now it's not. It was supposed to be freshman year, and
Mhm.
then
Oh,
they were
that's
like,
right.
they're like, "Yo, let's go in a completely different direction." So I feel like either there's going to be time jumps or something, because at this point it just feels like there's you can't have a bunch of like teenage villains and stuff. It's going to get dumb, you know.
Mhm.
And I felt like Spider-Man always fought adults anyway, you know.
Right.
So we'll see. So the actual creator, not creator, but the the executive producer of Spider-Man, we
Mhm.
saw him when we went to D23. This is the dude, and I was just wondering, as far as influences goes, one of the things you pointed out, Alfonso, is you have the Lonnie character, and you get to see how his life is, and I'm wondering how much of that is influenced by the executive producer's own life. Just
Right.
interesting. Now, as far as the show goes, the action to me, like, did you guys like the action?
Yep.
Mhm.
I did.
Interesting.
I mean, you take it for what it is, man. It's like it's not anime. So what you know what I mean? So whatever superhero action I get in it, I'm okay with. It's definitely better than Phase 4.
I like the way like he'll whip something over, and next thing you know, it's like a comic panel that slides into
Yeah.
place. It's really nostalgic, for
Mhm.
me.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you guys are definitely picking up on a lot of details, and I certainly hope that the ladies, gentlemen, and knights who are watching this show, or watching or listening, either way, I definitely feel like they would have a bunch of stuff that, like, hey, this is something I'd want to watch. Because if you were to take my word for it, I would say that, you might not think that the show is worth watching. Um, One action scene I did like was that opening scene with my boy Doctor Strange. I thought
Mhm.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not a
It's
huge
good.
Doctor Strange
He
fan.
did, you remember he did like the out of body
Mhm.
phasing like it was Vision.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So that was pretty cool. I like how like they switched it up on that. I thought that was pretty dope.
yeah.
I've been digging a lot more Doctor Strange just because I've been playing Marvel Rivals and I played Doctor
Oh,
Strange, so I'm kind of like hyped up about Doctor Strange. I mean, I was like I said, you guys don't know, I like the witches and magic and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, playing in Marvel Rivals, it made me go rewatch the Doctor Strange movies. Just
Nice.
and then so like when he's in the first episode, I dug that pretty. It's pretty dope for me.
yeah.
One thing that surprised me in the first episode when Doctor Strange popped out, he used the time stone. He rewound time for a
Yeah,
second,
yeah.
and then something happened and he had to stop. But I'm like, oh, time stone exists.
Mhm. And he had a classic uniform too.
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
mustache was on point.
That
Mhm.
mustache was
It was on fleek.
horrible. Oh my gosh. That mustache was horrible. I felt like
No, it wasn't that bad, bro. The Superman mustache fiasco. That's when it's bad.
His mustache made him look like he wanted to order a latte with some extras.
Yeah, dude.
yeah. I don't know if you guys ever watched Defenders of the Earth. There's like a cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah, he totally looked like Mandrake the Magician to me.
What
So,
did he say?
Mm.
By jungle law. Be the I forget what it was. Yeah, there was a Phantom, there was Mandrake. Who else was there?
there
That
was
was
a
a fun show.
yeah, there was a token black guy.
Mm.
There was.
Who was
Oh,
the, who was the token black guy? I forget.
that's exactly my point, dude.
Dang. Wait, it wasn't like J.R. Tolkien, like Tolkien black guy. Like he was really into Lord of the Rings, like in South Park.
Yeah. When you explain the punchline too much, just yeah, you're right there. I was about to go.
Let it go.
Ah!
Let it go.
Then you went like South Park, and I was like, ah, dang it, Alfonso. Now you're yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, he was not. fan of Tolkien. Therefore, that's how he was a token. No, not at all. If y'all haven't seen that episode, keep in mind Simpsons did it first. Anything you see on South Park, Simpsons did it first.
Anything you see in politics, Simpsons did it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true actually. So overall, I feel like see, here's one thing that bothered me, right? And it's minor, and it's definitely a reflection of the times, right? Don't call your Aunt May, okay?
Yeah.
That's your aunt, bro. And she's taking your raggedy butt in, or else you'd have nowhere to live. And you're out here, hey, May. Nah, dude. Show that lady some respect, bro. She's out here living paycheck to paycheck. So you can be up in the place. She drove you to school because you woke up late again, bro. So yeah, that bugged me. And I know they did the same thing in like Peter Parker, Homecoming, etc. But that bothered me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
No, yeah, I didn't realize it at first, and I'm like, hey Nate, did he just call her May? And he's like, yeah. I go, that's his aunt, right? You don't call your aunt not aunt. He's
We're gonna call her, what's up, auntie?
auntie.
like Killmonger, what's up, auntie?
Right.
Well, let me say this because apparently I'm all pro black. At least the brothers shows respect to their aunties.
They do.
Facts.
I don't know. It's kind of condescending. What's up, auntie?
Oh, the way
They're condescending, bro. He didn't mean it respectful, bro. That's Cap.
10, Captain America. I don't think it was Cap, bro. I think when he said, what's up, auntie, he was saying, you know what? I've been away for a while, but I still respect you as my elder and my auntie. I can't wait to see you get flooded.
Nah, bro.
that man a shield.
That auntie was like, Ice Cube, the one dude to fuck with. Remember when he said that? The one dude to mess with? When the wrong dude to mess with, that's what the auntie was.
Nah, I did not catch that.
We watched that.
I'll do that. I'll rewatch it. Not.
I
I don't rewatch anything.
Welcome to the 90s.
I don't rewatch anything. I guess you guys don't know that, but it's like I'll rewatch certain scenes. But the only thing I used to rewatch was The Matrix over and over and over again.
The first one only, I hope, right?
No, dude, all of them.
Terrible.
Yeah, see, bro, you just don't know.
Oh, we know.
See, you might as well just call me auntie because that's just so disrespectful, bro. That's just disrespectful.
Disrespectful for making a second and third one, bro. Should have just kept it as one. It'd have been the best, one of the best movies, man.
I think 4 is enough. But let's get back to the Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know where we're going at this point. Like, hey, let's just talk about anything. Was anyone else just kind of annoyed by I can't remember Norman Osborn's son's name.
Yeah, isn't that
Harry?
Oh, Harry, yes.
Dude, Harry's hair just bugged the crap out of me.
He's got that tight fade.
It wasn't even a fade. It was like in a ponytail. This kid had a man bun and some earrings. I was just like, bruh, like, what's going on with your hair? Like, what are you going for as far as your look, my dude? Like
Jaden Smith.
But like, if you look at some of the young teenagers, they all have hair like that. So I mean, I get it. It's targeting. Hey, that guy looks like me.
But you know what? That guy don't look like me. Okay, I know.
I'm talking to younger generation, bro. We ain't the younger generation.
I feel like I'm forever young. I'm like Rod Stewart, baby. I'm forever young.
No, you and Unc now. What's up, Unc? That's who you are now. What up, Unc?
You know how many people got the Forever Young reference besides us?
Danny. What's up, Danny? That's about it.
Danny and his Wi-Fi for Walmart.
Yeah, that's about it. Danny and Devlin and other people whose names start with D. They're the only ones who understood the Forever Young reference, to
Yeah.
be sure. Yeah. I wanna be forever young. But yeah, I mean, just that design, it just bugged me. And maybe it's just because I am like the old guy.
You were
Um,
singing the wrong Forever Young. You're singing the Alphaville Forever Young. Rod
no,
Stewart's Forever Young. was different.
actually, that's the Jay-Z
Yeah,
version.
the
of
Jay Z.
Forever
Oh,
Young.
I see. I don't
Yeah,
know anything about that.
Yeah,
yeah.
the Jay Z related to R. Kelly and P Diddy. Jay Z. I
Hey,
digress.
I sung the song. I wasn't trying to say like, oh, I'm politically affiliating myself with like Sean Carter or Sean Combs
Hmm.
or Robert Kelly. I'm not trying to associate myself with any of them. I'm just saying, as far as the age group and those who are forever young, just lathered in baby oil, that's gonna be me. That's
Hmm.
So I got a question. When you said Robert Kelly, did you mean the mutant hunting senator from X-Men? Is that the
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
okay?
yeah. I'm like, no, actually, I didn't. Didn't wasn't referring to Senator Kelly at all.
I'm way
Yeah,
off. Way off.
yeah,
You see where
way
my
up.
mind is.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Speaking of X-Men, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, so I would say this show is not for me. Clearly,
Wait.
not for me because you're looking at characters that I don't. I did like Tombstone's hair. I was like, I
Yeah.
might have to get me like a little cornrow fade going on. I did think that at some point, you know, a little cornrow fade.
Yeah.
But it's just not for me at this point. Perhaps the two of you have that young mindset that escapes me, you know. But yeah, I don't. It didn't appeal to me, you know.
Give it the 3 more episodes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm these next 3 are like yeah.
Okay, now you know how back in the day you'd watch a show and it had like 30 episodes in one season, like
Mhm.
cartoons.
Yeah.
Cartoons used to be like that. There was
Mhm.
30 episodes in one season, and you never ever saw every episode. Like it just
Right.
didn't happen, right? The only
Yeah.
way it happened is when we got older and we had like VHS and DVD.
Mhm.
Other than that, there was no way we were seeing every episode. So I
Yeah.
guess my question is, as fast as they're cranking out episodes on this show, is this going to be one of those 30 episode shows, or is it going to be done in like a month and a half?
Month and a half. I think there's only like 12.
See,
Yeah, they're cranking them out like 2, then 3. I'm like, I wonder why they're doing
yeah,
that.
yeah, dude. You know, when they do that, you know me, I'm not exactly the most enthusiastic about this show. But you know what that tells me? They know it sucks. No,
Yeah.
hear me out, right? Because like, okay, remember Echo, right?
Mhm.
Echo, they're like, let's just put this out like the whole thing in a day. Why? Because they knew it sucked. And so you'd watch like the first 2, possibly 3 episodes, and you're like,
Mhm.
I'm this far in.
Well,
And
I'm sorry. I think what's happening is like people complain if they put one out a week. People complain if you put out all of them at once. So it's like they're trying
Yeah.
something a little different.
I like the whole Netflix thing where they just all the episodes come out.
I don't, because I don't have the attention span to watch anything. Like I
Yeah.
can't binge watch. It just at some point I get like, I got to get up. I got to do something else. So
Mhm.
I can't binge watch at all.
Yeah. I think 3 episodes is like it's an hour and a half, so it's less than a movie, right?
Mhm.
If they all come out at once, then there's going to be people who are like they know everything, and then everybody who's trying to play catch up is going to feel inferior. I think it's like I think they're just trying something that hopefully works. I mean, I kind of don't mind it. You know,
Mhm.
if they were all out at once, I'd be like pissed because I haven't seen them all. If it was one a week, I'd be pissed because it's taking too long. 2 or
Mhm.
3, actually, it's not a bad format. But yeah, there's only 10 episodes. That's not enough. Like X-Men 97, that was not enough. You need to bust out
Mhm.
35 episodes at once. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have loved more episodes of X-Men 97.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like it was like Solo Leveling. I don't know if you guys have been watching that, but like I saw a TikTok where some guy was saying it. Solo Leveling is so good, bro. Like when you watch it, you're like, damn, it's over already. I mean,
Right.
that's how good those episodes are. And I felt like X-Men 97 was like that,
Mhm.
and I just didn't get enough of it. Because waiting for such a long time too and they just like Boyaka. I don't know his name. Uh,
Oh,
Bo LeBeau, Nemo, Bo knows.
Bo
I don't know.
DeMeo.
Bo DeMeo. There we go. Did such a good job on that, man. It's like,
Remy LeBeau.
yeah, like I wanted more episodes. Now
Well,
you got to wait a long time for season 2.
you know what they do nowadays? They wait till all the episodes are done and then they'll put them out however they do it, all at a time or one at a time. Back in the day, they'd finish 3 episodes, they'd put one out, they'd still be working on one. And then they put one out and they it goes in the queue and they're still working on one. So they were always working on one as they're being released. Now it's like, no, they got to all be done before we release anything. And that's BS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Calling my congressman.
Senator Kelly.
Senator Kelly. That's what
Because I mean, you're pissed. Senator Kelly is pissed. I mean,
registration. No, wait.
Yeah, I appreciate the enthusiasm you guys have, but I'd lose my mind if there was 36 episodes of X-Men 97. Now keep in mind, I loved that show. Freebo DeMaio.
No, he charges.
Yeah.
Oh, I get what you said there. Oh, that was good. See, you didn't have to sell the punchline.
Like on South Park.
Yeah, didn't sell the punchline because that was good. Charge that. That's good. Yeah. But yeah, so it would have just been too much. Definitely would have been too much for me. I'm really surprised you guys want more episodes. Maybe you guys have a better attention span than me.
Yeah, I binge watch stuff all the time, bro. Like I'll fly through episodes, man. Like on the weekend, dude, when I'm just chilling, bro, I will hibernate and just flow through some. I'll finish a season like hella fast.
Wow.
If I'm into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can say I never finished. Like that's like a way that Alfonso really just shaming right now. Rude. Anyway, there's so many shows that I've never finished, like Full Metal Alchemist, not the final season, but the last season of Demon Slayer. Just all these shows, I'm like, because there's so many seasons or episodes, at some point I'm like, I'm done. I'm tapping out. I cannot watch anymore. So
what helps out is like an episode a day.
Yeah,
that usually helps out.
Yeah, I was doing that with 7 Deadly Sins, but then Joe shamed me and said the show wasn't good, so I stopped watching it.
It's okay, dude. You need to watch Sakamuro Days. It's pretty good.
Is that the new one with the assassin?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was telling you about. I was reading the manga. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I was going to hit you up because I did watch the first half of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is pretty good, but I got to go do something. So I ran out and forgot about it. But yeah, I need to jump back into that. We should probably do a little bit of review on that,
Yeah, I think it's only like 4 episodes, maybe. I think it's 4. It came out already.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Good stuff. I think you'd like it, Alfonso. I think it's definitely a good mixture of humor and action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has Alfonso written all over it.
Yeah, you would like it. Things. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to turn it over to the both of you because clearly you have liked this show a lot better than Mr. Curmudgeon himself. So, throwing it out there, what do you think is important for people to know about this show here?
You might better go first. First of all, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, man. Watch it for yourself. I think it's very entertaining. I've already made my arguments of why I enjoy it. So just like with anything, dude, go watch it yourself and come up with your own judgment.
And this concludes this episode of the Nerd World Order broadcast. So until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, I am NWO.
We are NWO.
Nerds redefined. Booyah!